Hold on, let me get us live so I can get some witnesses on here.
All right. I just saw,
You did what?
nothing. I just text you. I'm gonna leave it alone. You ain't messing with me. I see. All right, man. My bad. I know how far to push the envelope. All right, I got you. I got you.
Can't believe it, man. Can't believe you would even try me like that.
Man, that's all love. It's LOVE.
Ain't no love
It's
in
all
that.
LOVE.
Ain't no love in that. Okay. That's fine. Dogs in the house. Oh, not.
Whoa! You did that. I didn't see.
I don't even like that intro no more.
Hey! You did that. I didn't do that. You said that. I didn't say that.
I'm playing Wipe Me Down from now on.
Hey, just saying. I'm just saying. Wow. First the Fat Boys break up, and now this.
Yeah, man. Menudo. Commodore.
Marvin. Yeah. On a night shift.
Oh my God. My God, let's go. Balls in the house. Man, you know something's going on when your homeboy make you don't even want your intro song no more. That's what Willy Gibson did to me when he came on the show today. So, y'all, without further ado, all the way from Columbus, Ohio, Mr. Will knows how to mess up a good intro song. And the start of the show, Will knows. Hey, Willie.
How you doing, sir?
I'm all right, and you?
All love.
Ain't no love. You keep saying all love. Just because you say all love don't mean it's love.
Yeah. I'm going to show you. Like my mom used to tell me, I can show you better than I can tell you.
I don't even know if that covers it, man. I don't even know if that covers it. That's like the sister that comes out, and notice I said sister. I'm trying to get it off. The sister comes in. Now, you know I don't talk about nobody, but all love.
All love.
All love.
L-O-V-E.
Yeah, man. Well, why you messing up my stuff just because I got on purple and gold don't mean I'm rocking with a fraternity.
Don't pull the curtain back, man. That's all pregame. Nobody knows pregame.
I'm trying to rock because it's that week. It's the biggest weekend in Black college football.
Mm-hmm.
You like my Monster Jam voice?
Yeah, that was hot.
Saturday.
Sunday. Yeah.
Man, it all goes down at BBVA Compass Stadium. It is bragging rights for the Labor Day Classic. And Prairie View is going to try to come down here and do what they've done for the last several years. And Texas Southern's finally finna stand up. Texas Southern finna stand up and say ain't going to be no more of that.
There it is. That should be great.
I was looking for my TSU shirt, and I found my Prairie View shirt, so I put it on.
There it is. Way to support.
Because Prairie View going to win that one.
Yes, sir.
Be close. I was trying to explain to somebody, this ain't spring football. This is the stuff that counts. They fighting hard for this right here.
It's for real.
Yes, it is. But tonight's also a big night as one of the contenders for the National Football Championship. Is going to be cracking it open when they take on the Golden Gophers. And I wanted to get you on early because we get ready to talk some football. So, Willie, you ready to get in on this?
Let's get it.
Before we do, we probably need to go through the Sacramento Kings 82-game upcoming schedule and just go through week after week. So let me pull that up real quick. You got yours in front of you?
I do not.
Pull it up, bro. We're going through every single week. You tell me what you think. Hey, no, seriously though. Bowl is coming to Cleveland. Bowl is coming to Cleveland. I got one question. Y'all gonna play him or what?
Bowl. You mean Taco Fall?
Oh, it's Taco?
Yeah,
I thought
Taco
it was
Fall.
Bowl. My bad.
No.
Oh, forget Taco then. Nah, y'all ain't gonna play him. Don't play him.
G League at best.
Yeah. If it was Bowl, would y'all play him though?
Without question.
You better. That's like a 7-8 point guard.
Right.
With a jumper.
Right.
Taco, I'm sorry. I ruined the whole thing. It's Taco.
Yeah, it's Taco Fall.
Yeah, don't play him.
No.
Good dude, though. Have you met him?
No, I have not.
You didn't go to the presser when they announced it? Did they have a presser when they announced it?
Yeah, you got like a. Come on, man. I'm not. I'm not. No.
You didn't go out to the airport to receive him as he came in?
Nah, man.
Who's going to get bumped off the roster so they can make room for Taco Fall?
Taco Fall. Taco Fall. With all due respect.
I'm going to leave it alone. Let me take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk some college football. Can we do that?
Yeah, we sure can.
All right, man. Willy Gibson, Will Knows podcast covering the Ohio State University. Ohio State takes on Minnesota tonight, and we got to talk about it because I'm going to be in front of my TV, all right? All right, we'll be right back right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Get up morning with Erica Campbell. More prizes and more winners. You are a winner. Yay!
It's Get Up Mornings. Hello, who is this?
This is Leanna.
Hi, Leanna. Where you calling from?
Houston, Texas.
H-Town.
Leanna, what is the word of the day?
Party. Join the party, y'all.
Hey! Congratulations. You win $100 in Erica Campbell cash and a chance for a trip for two to fly away to Atlanta.
Anthony,
Airfare, host, rail, transportation, and a chance.
Right, let me get that.
Your favorite gospel artist. How you feeling?
I'm claiming that too.
Come on.
That's right.
Now tell us, what show just made you a winner?
Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell.
Show did.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I have so many friends.
I am Jacqueline Carr, and here is your winning strategy. Don't allow your faith to be like a car that sits so long that the battery has died. I can recall my family stepping out in faith and launching our business. He advised us to spend time with people who are positioned in the direction we are going. He stated when he began to speak to the inspiring individuals, his vision that God had given him began to leap on the inside of him. It's kind of like the baby that leaped when Mary spoke to her cousin Elizabeth. If your vision is not leaping in you and their vision is not leaping around you, consider connecting with others who will stir up the drive and the push for you to be successful. It's time for you to leap into your destiny.
You know when you get that deliciousness that's just too good to sip from a straw? You gotta take the top off and get a great big satisfying gulp of everything you've been missing in your life. That's exactly what it's like to have high C back at Mickey D's. They gotta drop the top deal.
There's a deal for every moment on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu. Order ahead in the McDonald's app and get all your favorite soft drinks, like a high C orange lava burst for only $1. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with $8.
Okay.
High C is a trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
Let's see King TV. What's going down?
Term life insurance, there's
Y'all
a
need to get
tremendous
her on y'all
price war
Friday
among
night
the
show,
major
man. Quit
term life
playing. Quit
companies. Rates have
discriminating.
dropped dramatically in the past 2 years.
Listen, man,
For
I
example,
am in these custody.
tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month.
I believe the executive producer is coming on in the second hour.
Non-tobacco user can
I
buy
believe the executive producer is coming on in the second hour. You may want to take that up with him, sir.
guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level
you
rates for
believe.
20 years. And if you're great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So
that
if
man
you're
ran up
looking
on
for new
Shaq.
or replacement term life
Hey,
insurance,
hey.
call right now for a free quote. Rates available.
I'd have been like, get him, Shaq. Get two-piece him, Shaq.
Right.
800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. That's 800-298-0139. Hello, this is Ross Cummings, Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers for America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political
you hearing things.
to the people political house.
Hello, this is Trey James from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on kyokradio.org. Thursdays at 10 a.m.
Got to get the people.
KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
Hi, this is TJ from South Park. I listen to the lunch break with AJ Jones on 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, y'all. We back here on this lunch break, about to get it in. Throwback Thursday. It is the Thursday before the Labor Day Classic. Prairie View, Texas Southern, Saturday at 7. Yours truly will be in the house, coming off of the very exciting MEAC SWAC Challenge last weekend. Man, North Carolina Central turned that thing around on a punt return. And you know, a boy was gone when about the 40. He threw that finger up. He threw that finger up like, I'll be right back, Deacon. Ushers, I'll be right.
Yeah.
And took that thing on to the house. And again, that was the ball game right there for North Carolina Central. And tonight we've got the Ohio State University, one of the top teams in the country, taking on Minnesota. Will, I'm going to ask you point blank. Does Ohio State stumble tonight with a brand new quarterback and all eyes on them?
Possibility is there, but no, because it's more than the quarterback. I mean, the quarterback, yes, freshman making his first start on the road, but this outside of that, it's a veteran team. It's a veteran team coming back. So Minnesota's no joke either. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they have talent, a 3-year starter at quarterback, all Big Ten running back themselves, but no.
All I keep hearing about is the top wide receivers in the country being on Ohio State's team. I guess my question is this: if your quarterback, for whatever reason, can't get them the ball, is that an edge that will matter heading into this, again, first game matchup?
Yeah, he could definitely get him the ball. I mean, C.J. Stroud, while he's making his first start, I mean, he's definitely a pocket passer, a pro-style quarterback.
Okay.
He's shown enough. Ryan Day mentioned it Tuesday in his presser. He's over the 30-plus practices between spring ball and fall camp. He took control. I mean, truthfully, there were 2 other quarterbacks that coming in the spring that everyone thought it would be between those 2, either Jack Miller or Kyle McCord. And C.J. Stroud just came in and handled business and took the job. So,
what's interesting is it's the first time a freshman has started for Ohio State since a young man from Texas did it.
Yeah, little man, J.T. Barrett.
Yep, J.T. Barrett.
J.T. Barrett.
Yeah,
I was gonna say something else, but yeah, that was J.T. Barrett. Good guy. And J.T. balled out here. Urban loved him.
Yeah,
Urban loved him. So
yeah,
it's Texas. There's a bit of a Texas flavor on this roster even now. Austin's own Garrett Wilson, top wide receiver in the country. So Jackson Smith Jigba as well came in last year as a freshman and took names to the point where a receiver last year that was starting at Ohio State is now playing in Alabama, transferred to Alabama.
Wow.
Due to the depth in this wide receiver room at Ohio State. So,
yeah. We got Will Gibson, Will Knows Podcast, and covering the Ohio State Buckeyes joining us here on Throwback Thursday. Let's throw back a little bit. Ohio State, of course, has been known for quarterbacks. When you look at I'm going to throw Dwayne Haskins out there because people can say what they want to say. He's an NFL quarterback. He's in the NFL, and then, of course, you got our quarterback over in Chicago.
Justin Fields.
But folks forget they've had top defensive ends and outside linebackers come out of the Ohio State University with the Bosa brothers, with Chase Young. Who is that name this season that we can watch out for that is going to possibly be that next perennial defensive player?
Oh, Zach Harrison. Zach Harrison, defensive end, and his running mate on the other side, Tyreek Smith. I mean, both of those guys are. It's pretty much now this year is reservations. Meet me at the quarterback, and let's get it, because Zach Harrison, he's waited his turn. He came in as a freshman, made his mark, and now as a junior, true junior, he's starting, and he's going to do his thing. Tyreek Smith on the other side as well. So, and then those are the starters. I haven't talked about the freshmen behind them, Jack Sawyer and JT. I phonetically wrote this name down. Tuamoalo.
Okay.
Tuamoalo from Washington. So those guys as well. I mean, so it's depth. That's why it's not. Yes, the quarterback is starting his first game, and it is on the road. But this team is stacked and is set for a national championship run.
Okay. All right. Willy Gibson coming in early to talk about the big matchup tonight between Minnesota and the Ohio State University. Depending upon what poll you look at, Ohio State is either third or fourth in the country. So big matchup. They'll be the first of the top four teams to crack it open this season. And they've got a very tough conference opponent in Minnesota. No shade at Alabama. They're not playing Samford. They're not playing, USL. They're not playing, one of those schools. They're playing a conference opponent right off the bat. And it's a game, again, on a Thursday night where all eyes are on them. Another place that Ohio State was always kind of strong, Todd Malcolm would argue that UT was DBU, and that's in the secondary. There have been a number of NFL players coming out of Ohio State in the secondary. What can we look for there?
More the same. Cameron Brown is back. He tore his Achilles last year against Penn State, missed the remainder of the season. That kind of caused some of the hiccups that they did have on defense last year when Cameron Brown went out. So he's back, fully healthy. Sevyn Banks on the other side as well. Missed the spring with some a little injury, but he's back. Josh Proctor in the safety position. He backed up last year. Now he's ready to take the next step. So the issue is the new coaching. It's the new old coach, if you will. Kerry Coombs, who was previously the defensive back coach, has now moved up to defensive coordinator. And Kerry Coombs that's where you have the Bradley Robies. That's where you have the Marshawn Lattimores. That's where you have the Garyon Conleys. That's where you have those corners that go to the league, direct result of Kerry Coombs and his coaching. So now he's the defensive coordinator. Now, we'll see. Matt Barnes now is the secondary coach, who was previously the special teams coach. So we'll see, continuity on the staff, but we'll see, how those guys respond to Coach Barnes and his coaching as opposed to Coach Coombs.
Will Gibson, Will Knows podcast covering the Ohio State University Buckeyes. Where are the weaknesses? Where are you concerned, or is Ryan Day concerned about this squad?
Linebacker. The talent is there, but it's the inexperience. I mean, last year linebacker was an issue, and those guys are gone. Pete Warner's gone. Tuff Borland's gone. So now you have linebackers that were behind them filling in. Mitchell, number 7, they're again talented, but if I had a question mark on this team, it would be the linebackers.
All right, I got you on that. Notice I didn't mention linebackers when I talked about that defense. I talked about, the edge rushers. I talked about the secondary. I didn't talk about the linebackers for that very reason. There's another area that I thought you were going to say. I'm going to go ahead and say it for you. Running back. Ohio State has had amazing running backs coming out of that program year after year after year. I don't see that happening this year. Who might be that area, and why is that not an area of concern for you?
It's not a might. I'll tell you the name now. And when you hear it in about 7-8 hours, Remember, you heard it here first. TreVeyon Henderson.
TreVeyon Henderson.
TreVeyon Henderson, true freshman from Virginia.
Okay.
He is the one. He's the next one. Yes, Master Teague is here. Yes, Mylon Williams is here. And those are great backs. Don't get me wrong. Those are good backs. I believe Mylon Williams is going to get to start tonight. But TreVeyon, if not tonight, you will hear his name. TreVeyon Henderson.
Master Teague is in his 12th year at The Ohio State University. What kind of eligibility does he have? What program is he in? Is he taking his doctoral program right now?
Yeah, I would say, he's in his 9th year of postgraduate doctoral studies. Master Teague is finally.
Him and Martinez for Nebraska have the longest eligibility in the world. Like, they gave them other people's eligibility.
Right. Exactly. So he's a senior. He's a senior this year.
Okay.
And not a super senior. He's by eligibility. He's a senior. I know. And,
so did he start as an 8th grader at Ohio State? I mean, I'm not understanding how he got all this. Why have we been hearing Master Teague's name for 12 years?
Yeah. We've questioned that a lot. Believe me. We've questioned that a lot.
But again, tell me the running back, TreVeyon Henderson, out of North Carolina or out of Virginia?
Virginia.
Okay. All right, well, I got to take a break. When we come back, let's get into the nuts and bolts of the game. Jump over on the other side of the field. You tell me what we can look for right there. We'll be right back. Will Gibson from the Will Knows podcast right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. It's Throwback Thursday.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. That's 800-958-2156.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no-judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Hey, what's up? This your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right, y'all. We're back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live, KYOKradio.org on Facebook and on YouTube. And we appreciate you. Again, AM 1140 listeners, thank you for always being there. 92.3 FM listeners, thank you for coming on board and for folks listening all around the world, we had somebody that said good night to us from Cambodia on Tuesday. And hey, I know my brother is a local name, global perspective, but we worldwide over here on the lunch break. We worldwide. East Coast, West Coast, worldwide. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, real quick, what concerns do you have about Minnesota? You talked about a third-year starter quarterback coming back, talked about a big-time running back coming back. What else might be of concern on the opposite side of the ball with Minnesota tonight as they take on the Ohio State Buckeyes? Oh, Willie, I can't hear you. You're muted for some reason. Did I do that?
How's that? No,
that
was me.
Go ahead and hit that again. Run that back.
Oh, yeah. It's PJ Fleck. I mean, the head coach. He was a grad assistant here at Ohio State for a few years. Moved on to Western Michigan and parlayed that into the Minnesota job. His whole mantra is row the boat. People think it's corny, but I mean, he produces. He gets results. His mantra is row the boat wherever he's at. Do your job, if you will, kind of Bill Belichickian. And he's not taking any shorts, if I could use that term. He's coming, so he's ready to take that next step. He's been on that precipice, that cusp of getting there. Won't be tonight, but it will be a good season to look out. But PJ Fleck. Okay,
all right. How could Ohio State lose tonight if they turn the ball over?
Yeah,
the crowd doesn't play well. Is he on a short cycle? Do they pull him out? I don't like that leash talk. Is he on a short cycle? Do they pull him out? What happens for Ohio State to possibly lose this game tonight?
I think the defense does it show. It's the defense. I mean, the offense. Again, our offensive line is a veteran offensive line.
Right.
DeJuan Jones is probably the newest starter at 6'8", 360. It's a slim down 6'8", 360, if you will.
Good God.
Yeah, he's slimmed down. He came here about 399, and
wow,
he slimmed down to 360.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody lined up across from him gonna have a long night.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So he's the newest starter. Paris Johnson Jr. As a spot starter from last year, so he's there. So I'm not really concerned about the offensive line. They're going to give C.J. Stroud time to diagnose and make the passes. And his receivers are going to help him. So yeah, he's a freshman quarterback, but he'll be fine. But if Ohio State were to have issues, it would be in that second level of defense. So.
Olave has been mentioned as a Heisman Trophy candidate. What does a wide receiver like Olave have to do to win the Heisman? That hadn't happened in a while. So, it happened last year. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. What does does he have to duplicate what we saw last year for him to win the Heisman?
No, I mean, right now he's 12 touchdowns away from the career touchdown record of Ohio State. So I think he's going to get that this year. If he does that, he just has to make explosive plays. Make his, he can, turn a 6-yard slant into a 79-yard touchdown. Make plays when plays are there to be made. And he does that.
Yeah, and I agree with that because the wide receiver at Alabama last year and literally filling in because Waddle got hurt, man, he was just unstoppable. He himself could take over a game as we saw in the championship game versus the Ohio State University. But can Olave take over a game like that?
Oh, absolutely. I would encourage everyone to look back at the Michigan game from 2 years ago and look what he did in that game. I mean, he I think it was 3 touchdowns, and he scored in a variety of ways. The year before that, he scored a touchdown on a punt block. Now he's not a special teams gunner this year, without question. He's definitely going to be the receiver, but he has the talent. The 3 touchdowns that he scored 2 years ago against Michigan. I mean, he's going to be definitely. And then if you try to roll coverage his way, you have Austin, Texas's own Garrett Wilson on the other side. So, let you know where he was from, since I am on.
Yeah, you're in the right house. You know your audience.
Sir.
You're in the right house. Somewhere, Longhorn Keith and Todd Malcolm, they just lit up like, yeah, say it again. Say it again.
Austin, Texas is on, playing for the Ohio State Buckeyes, number 5.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson. Yes, sir.
I think people like that. Keith Hennick might even like that.
Yes,
I cannot let you get away without talking about like the second best high school football team in the land.
Come on, man.
And that's St. Sycamore High School, who just put the fear of God in IMG Academy last weekend when they played them to a nail-biting 58-0 beatdown by IMG, by the way. And I think that was their second game in, 3 days or something like that. And now there has been a little bit of stuff being said about them. What's going on with St. Sycamore, Bishop Sycamore? What's going on with them?
Yeah, it gets dicier by the second. This is going to be very, very interesting at the end of the day because that program, I won't say school, because the Ohio Department of Education is currently investigating the school portion.
Yeah, I know the governor has gotten involved.
Yeah.
There are investigations involved. There are lawsuits that have either been filed or being filed. There have been firing. There are warrants. Bring it together for us, Willie. What in the world, man? Bishop Sycamore. I need a T-shirt before they go tumbling down. I need a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's a mess, man. It's a mess. It's it's funny because I have people reaching out to me, and I watched the game Sunday, and I'm like, I live in Columbus. I've never heard of Bishop Sycamore, ever. So that was red flag 1, and then to see, you can just tell. You're looking at just like, man, is Ashton Kutcher around? Am I being punked? Because this is not. This can't be real. This can't be real. And
well, help us understand, how did ESPN get punked? How did they get catfished to put this team in a primetime high school football game like that?
Apparently they deal with an agency that puts these games together, and they, from all accounts, counted on that agency to vet the schools, vet the teams, make sure everybody was legit and on the up and up. I can't imagine this happens a lot. So maybe some lackadaisicalness took place, because who thinks a school's gonna fake a program to get a game against IMG on ESPN? So you would think, okay, this is legit. So maybe there was more of a light dusting of investigation into the team or vetting of the team versus some in-depth checking into some things. And whoever pulled it off, strange, because wow.
Well, let me just let you know that the latest report by Ryan Gayotis from Fox Sports says at least 2 Bishop Sycamore football players appear to have been recruited by major college football programs. Let's see. Armand Scott and Jeremy Naborn have both been recruited by FBS major programs, and they both played wide receiver.
Impressive. Kudos to those young men. And that's the thing. Those kids, I won't say kids, the players weren't high school players. They were JUCO players. That's the thing. These kids weren't high school players. They weren't 16, 17, which makes what IMG did even that more impressive.
Oh, IMG
yeah. But to play 20, 21, 22-year-old JUCO players posing as high school students, yeah, man.
And apparently they were all staying in a hotel, and for whatever reason, checks were not clearing to cover the hotel. We're not able to get food, and unfortunately had to go to local grocery stores, and
they were stealing
food so that they could eat. I mean, this story is like a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah, I can't wait for the 30 for 30. I really can't because it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I say, it gets trickier and trickier by the second.
Well, I got to tell you this, and some folks might not agree with me, and you don't say anything because I don't want you to get in trouble. But let me say something. As Ferdinand Call of the Year 2017 walks in the studio, yeah. Ferdinand. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right, Ferdinand. I love it when long-time listeners like that drop in the studio. ESPN shouldn't get the right to do the movie. They shouldn't get the right to do the 30 for 30. I'm sorry. It should not happen. If I'm who else does movies? If I'm Russ Westbrook, LeBron James, if I'm Steph Curry, my production house is doing the movie on this one because ESPN, you in the movie, but you're not doing the movie.
Fair enough.
Yeah, bro.
I'll leave that right there.
Yeah, don't because I know, brother, if they offer you that Sports Center desk, you're gonna be on that jet. Hey, look, ladies and gentlemen, hey, it's good to see y'all today. I'm Will. Will knows. How y'all doing?
I've been there before.
I'm sorry, not one, but two-time ESPN Sports Trivia winner.
Yeah. And still. You know, I had him with the Michael Buffer that time. They're reading the scorecards and the winner of the bout. And still, that was me. I hit him with that.
I will start calling you the other Paul brother.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
By the way, he got $2 million for that fight.
God bless him.
Him and Woodley both walked away with about $2 million. And that was just from that end. I know they're still waiting on pay-per-view and all the other stuff, but his take for that night was $2 million. So
God bless him.
Yeah. I think he retired because he felt bad, and then he looked in his account and he said, "Oh no, I'm good. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. Willie, we got to take a break. Then we'll wrap it up, man. Again, let's keep the young people over at Bishop Sycamore in prayer. I know their head coach has been terminated. I know he's doing some interviews and what have you. And then reportedly, they requested a whole lot of money from a major network to do an interview on their network. So Bishop Sycamore right now is alive and well. Did you get a chance to drive by and see the campus?
No, they changed the address. The first school they had as address, they posted on their website in block, bold, black letters. We are not affiliated with Bishop Sycamore because they were using a fake address. And then the second address they ended up using was a law school library for one of the.
Say it again. You broke up on us. Say it again. What was the second address they used?
The second address is a law school library for one of the local universities.
I guess they say, I bet you can run up on this. Bishop Sycamore, y'all. Bishop Sycamore. I'm going to try and get them on the show. Let me take a break, Willie. We'll wrap it up after this. Will Knows podcast and broadcast journalist covering The Ohio State University. We'll be right back with it right after this on the lunch break.
Do you have high blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home to visit.
Somebody just sent me a thing. Their football season is now over. Everybody has pulled out.
Imagine that. Listen, there's some foolishness going on up here. Yeah. That is Duncanville, Texas. Is that down there by y'all? They were on.
Oh yeah, Duncanville ain't no joke though.
Yeah. So listen. So they weren't part of the old HSAA up here, Ohio High School Athletic Association, but yet they were part of the TSAA down there. How?
Don't leave us alone. Don't put us in that.
I got the story right here, bro. They was in the CHSSA. I'm telling you.
Don't put us in that. St. Edward's pulled out. St. Thomas More pulled out.
And helping homeowners.
St. Francis Academy. Man, them benevolent Christian schools pulled out from them. That's not right. That's not right.
Man, listen.
That's not right, Willie.
It gets by the second.
Well,
yes, sir.
That ain't what the book says.
No waiting. Sell any home, any size, any condition.
Don't say lie either.
The expert
turn the other
I need
cheek,
to
Will.
sell my house fast. Make this free call now.
If your brother's caught in a transgression, restore them gently.
760
Yeah, but I ain't got the right to check.
760.
I can restore you.
306-1760.
I got somebody your foolishness to restore you.
1760. If your loved one has passed away,
call the governor and tell him to be
To
benevolent.
this message, you could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this
Keith
is a hard
Hawkins said that they didn't want that dude from Austin, no way.
federal government.
Yes, they did.
He said they didn't want him, no way.
He's only the top. No, he turned y'all down to come up here. He's only the top receiver in the country, but y'all didn't want him. You're right. Y'all didn't want him because he's too good for that. Yeah.
Only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal help right
Keith
now
Hawkins
to
say
find
they
out if
didn't
you
want him,
qualify
no
for
way.
a cash award. Here's our number: 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047.
Y'all got Longhorn leftovers.
800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for
All
by
right,
the
last one.
IPG Law Group.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
My name is Devon McDonald from Jamaica. Live in Indianapolis.
Check what I sent you. Check what I sent you.
This is the lunch break.
All right, y'all, we back here on the lunch break, and shots fired. Shots fired. The Longhorn Nation, as represented by Longhorn Keith, said that the young man, wide receiver from Austin, the Longhorns didn't want him no way. They didn't want him no way. He didn't have a chance to see the field if he had gone to UT, future stars in the SEC, perennial third place in the Big 12. They say they didn't have room for him on their squad. Pull this music down. Let you respond. Can't hear you, Will. Can't hear you, man. Why you just staring at me like that? You ain't frozen. I see the trees moving in the background, Will. Wait. 5-star wide receiver explains why he chose Ohio State over Texas with blunt assessment of the Longhorns. Wilson said they were close. I'm not going to lie. The official visit made me think about them a little more. In the end, I watched a lot of people go to Texas with a ton of ability and maybe not achieve what I thought they could. I didn't want to be one of those guys, end quote. Will, are you frozen for real? He is. He dropped off. He got to come back, man. I can't let him go out like that. Keith Hawkins, this young man said he didn't want to play for y'all. He said y'all underdeveloped talent. He said y'all underdeveloped talent. Keith Hennig said, very smart young man. All right, Will is back. Let me see what he got to say for himself. All right, Will, are you back?
Yeah. Longhorn keep in to cut my cord, man. I mean.
Yeah, you know the deal. You know the deal. When you talk about them Longhorns like I talk about Brad Stevens, your technology's gonna mess up.
Yeah.
I read the quote from Garrett Wilson. He said, and I quote again, they were close. I'm not going to lie. The official visit made me think about them a little more. In the end, I've watched a lot of people go to Texas with a ton of ability and maybe not achieve what I thought they could. I didn't want to be one of those guys, end quote.
So he came where? Came
to a place where he thought his ability could be put out there and grow, and he ended up one of the top guys in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this, and it's Throwback Thursday. I'm going to say this. Longhorns remind me of Notre Dame. They remind me of Notre Dame. And I'm not saying that as far as recent history goes, because at least Notre Dame has been, top 4, top 5 ranked, has gotten into the college football playoffs. But Notre Dame in their head is the Notre Dame of old.
Sure.
They were literally competing for national championships. UT literally feels like they are the UT back in the days of Vince Young. They are the UT back in the days of the Southwestern Conference. They are the UT of old, and I'm sorry, you're not.
Yep, Earl Campbell's not walking through that door. Ricky Williams.
Johnny Lamb Jones and Johnny Ham Jones are not running down the sidelines, wide open, catching, 50-yard bombs from somebody.
Yep. Hey.
Ricky Williams,
I value that there.
Cedric Benson. I mean, They've had some players.
Yep. I've already gotten into enough trouble. Longhorn
Keith is. Let me see. I'm sure he didn't say something about you. Oh yeah, I done said it. He said he was paid to say that. Of course, he's frozen.
Wow.
He said your man did a hostage video.
Yeah.
Here's the good thing. Let me finish this off, and then we can close it out. The one thing good about UT is they don't ever have to worry about playing Ohio State this year. Ever. They're not going to play in the college football playoffs. They're not going to play them in a bowl game. They don't ever have to worry about the Ohio State Buckeyes. So they don't get to know what a big-time beatdown is going to look like.
It's down the line. Give me a second. I saw it the other day. It's future schedule. I think it's 24. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Nope. Notre Dame is 22.
Right.
Let's see. 23. I know Alabama is 27 and 28. Let's see.
Steve Hennig said, we love players now, just not very good players. Or we have players now, just not very good players.
Washington is 24. Yep, 2025. Saturday, August 30th, 2025. Texas at Ohio State.
I've got a prediction. It's 2021, right?
Mm-hmm.
UT will have another head coach by the time that game comes around.
Wow. Impressive. Wow. Okay.
UT will have another head coach by the time that game comes around.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, but I kind of like Steve Sarkisian.
I don't know why.
No, I ain't gonna leave that alone.
I just said I know why.
Just stop. It's Thursday. You got Friday, Saturday, then what day? Sunday. Yes, Lord. Trust me.
Trust me.
Willie, we got to get ready to go, man. Tell everybody. Oh, no. I can't let you go before I talk about this. I read an article about why the Cleveland Browns could win this year's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Talked about continuity. They talked about, obviously the roster that they had. And then they talked about leadership. And what's interesting, the leadership that they talked about was front office and head coach. I was waiting on them to slide down to Baker, but they specifically focused on Barry and your head coach. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that?
True statements. Andrew Barry came in, and we've talked about it several times before, the influx that this front office had over the years, whether it was John Dorsey, whether it was, go back to Carmen Policy, and that goes way back. So Butch Davis ran both sides of the ball at certain points. Ray Farmer did some things here. And Andrew Barry just came in. Sashi Brown. We've talked about Sashi Brown numerous times. So now you have Andrew Barry coming in. Andrew's, first of all, the nicest guy. Very unassuming. You see him in the press box on Sundays, you don't know he's the GM of an NFL franchise. You don't. He's just that type of person. This is just personality. And then Kevin Stefanski came in, and it's funny because when they hired Freddie Kitchens, Andrew Berry was on the table stomping, figuratively, of course, for Kevin Stefanski. And they wanted the continuity with Baker. Baker had just set the rookie touchdown pass record, and they thought Freddie would be a positive influence on him, and we see how that went. And so when he came back around, he got his choice, and Andrew Berry selected Kevin Stefanski. And this time, he got the powers that be to listen. And Kevin Stefanski is coming in and just righted the ship. I mean, he's no nonsense. He comes in and he demands respect in a very quiet way. He's not a rah-rah, in-your-face guy, but he's going to get your respect. And his results have proven it out that he knows what he's doing. So
Okay. I know how you feel, but do you really believe that Cleveland can win a Super Bowl this season?
They can. And I'll tell you why. You look at their schedule. They start at Kansas City. Kansas City, praying for him. I hope he recovers well. But Tyrann Mathieu was on the reserve COVID list after a positive COVID test. That's a huge chunk out of that defense for Kansas City.
But again, the good news with that is they don't play Sunday. They
play next Sunday.
Right.
Next Sunday. Right. So, he could possibly be back. So after that, they play Houston. After that, they play Chicago. After that, so you look at that schedule. I think the first 11 games after Houston, after Chicago, I think it's Cincinnati. I mean, their schedule is set up for them. I mean, I heard somebody say earlier today 14-3. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to say 14-3. What I will say is this team at 11-5 last year was at 5 points from beating a blown call of playing in the AFC Championship game. So that proverbial next step to me has already been taken. And this season coming in, absent of injury issues, I could definitely see this team in LA without question.
Well, and Will, we do really have to get ready to go.
Yep.
I hear you, but it also puts on the table all the more reason why if they don't, it's a bigger deal than if they do. They should be able to take that next step because of all the things you just said. If they don't, something is innately wrong in that organization that's got to be rooted out. And I'm not saying it's Baker. I'm not saying it's, the head coach, because I love Stefanski, and I'm a huge fan of Barry. Something is not right because you don't have that much talent. You don't have that schedule set up the way it is, and you don't have that continuity and not take those next steps.
Well, I mean, I would go with Philly back in the day when Andy Reid was there. I mean, they got to the, 5 NFC Championship games and won 1? So I don't know if it's necessarily something wrong. I mean, they just didn't get it. But to come in,
if they don't get to the national championship game, you're good.
Am I good? I'm good.
I'm talking about the conference championship game. My bad.
I'm good regardless. Yeah. I'm gonna be all right. But no,
Okay.
you know.
Okay. All right.
You know.
All right. Well, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, brethren.
Appreciate you. Indeed.
Most high brethren.
You said that. I didn't say that. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Will Gibson 7. You can follow me also on Facebook, the Will Knows Facebook page, Will Knows Podcast, as well as Folks Talking Sports tomorrow, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Myself, Andy Yanez, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, local name, global perspective. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. You know what? I can't wait to get Kris Gardner on here because I'm talking bad about y'all. Do y'all need Valencia King's number?
Again, I'm a contributor. The executive producer.
Do y'all need Renee Montgomery's number?
I'm a contributor. The executive producer is, I believe, on next.
Do y'all need Christina Williams's number?
You may want to pose those questions to him. I would love to have LaTanya Robinson on the show. I'll just leave that there.
Look, Look.
My time is up, right? All right.
Yeah. Get off my phone. We'll talk to you later, Will.
Yes, sir. I love you too.
All right, man. Willy Gibson, y'all. We'll be right back.
KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM. K222.
See, I did that on the way out. See what I did on the way out?
Rest on all radio shows brought to KYOK are entirely those.
Get off my phone. You came in wrong, you're going out wrong.
Content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
You walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Ball is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's so much crying from that. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send you one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had no work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
All right, now that's just hour number one that's over. Hour number two just got underway right here on the legendary KYOK. It's Throwback Thursday. I'm AJ Jones. This got done with Will Gibson, Will Knows Podcast. Broadcast journalist up in Columbus, Ohio, covers the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Cleveland Browns. Just got an update on the big game tonight between Ohio State and Minnesota. They are the first of the Big Four to open up their season. Of course, Oklahoma, Alabama, and Clemson will be opening up as well. So Ohio State goes first. We'll see if they can avoid what could be an interesting game. It could be a trap game. Freshman quarterback, first game of the year, all eyes on them. They're not competing with eyes on Alabama, Clemson, Oklahoma tonight. It's them. It's a recipe for disaster if there ever is one. If Ohio State, rises above that, so be it. But, again, there are a lot of red flags in this one for me. And then, of course, this weekend, you got Prairie View. You've got Prairie View and Texas Southern in the Labor Day Classic. That'll be Saturday at 7. You've got the Hall of Fame Classic going up in Canton, Ohio. That'll be Grambling and Tennessee State. Eddie George making his college football coaching debut. And then, of course, you got a lot of other games going on as well, and we'll try to help cover them all. But that's what we got going on right now. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, is going to be joining me very shortly. Got a couple of basketball questions to ask him about, and then we'll keep it rolling. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000. Listen, let me get Sybil Wilkes on here. I didn't get her on in the first hour. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on here to give us our what you need to know right here on the lunch break.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Thursday, September 2nd, 2021. Number one, more than 2 years after the death of 23-year-old Elijah McClain, the Attorney General of Colorado has announced a 32-count indictment against Aurora, Colorado police officers and paramedics. African-American man, described as a kind, gentle soul, died after an altercation with 3 police officers and the use of the drug ketamine by paramedics to sedate him. Among the charges, each of the 5 defendants face 1 count of manslaughter and 1 count of criminally negligent homicide, and there are also a number of other assault charges. Number 2, the U.S. Supreme Court failed to act upon an emergency request to stop the implementation of one of the most strict abortion laws in our nation. At midnight Wednesday, a new Texas law went into effect prohibiting abortions at 6 weeks when a fatal heartbeat is detected, but often before a woman knows she is pregnant. This ban comes as the Supreme Court agreed to convene in the upcoming term to weigh the constitutionality of a Mississippi law that bans abortions at 15 weeks. Number 3, as the Labor Day holiday weekend approaches, officials at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are urging unvaccinated Americans not to travel. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky added that while those who are fully vaccinated can travel with precautions, current trends call for this group to also consider staying home. The recommendation comes as the nation experiences a surge of COVID-19 cases, surpassing an average of 160,000 new COVID-19 cases daily. That according to data from the Johns Hopkins University. Number 4, Virginia Governor Ralph Northam granted posthumous pardons to 7 Black men who were executed in 1951 for the rape of a white woman. The case attracted pleas for mercy from around the world and in recent years has been denounced as an example of racial disparity in the use of the death penalty. The Martinsville 7, as the men became known, were all convicted of raping 32-year-old Ruby Stroud Floyd, a white woman who went to a predominantly Black neighborhood in Martinsville, Virginia. The 7 men were tried by all-white juries, and it was the largest group of people executed for a single victim crime in Virginia's history. Number 5, just what perhaps the money docs have ordered. Pharmacy giant Walgreens has announced an increase in starting pay to the minimum wage of $15 an hour. The first phase of the increase in hourly wages will begin in October for all Walgreens team members. This increase will affect Walgreens employees in the U.S., Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands at the more than 9,000 store locations. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Value time more than you value money or possessions. You cannot get the time back. Be present. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with comedian George Wallace and pop culture and media expert John Murray as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partner, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybilWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break. Want to appreciate Sybil Wilkes for giving us that What You Need to Know. And I got to tell you, man, that story in there about 7 Black men being exonerated posthumously is just, I don't ever want to get numb to that kind of stuff. I don't ever want to get numb to that kind of stuff. But I'll be doggone if I'm going to let anybody else ever try to tell me that everything is equal, that everything is fair, equal, balanced. There's no racism. I don't give a darn if that happened 200 years ago. The fact that it happened and just now, people are receiving what they should have gotten back then. Man, forget all that. You don't get to live outside of my shoes and tell me how good my shoes feel. And I'm sick and tired of that. Now, I haven't done this in a long time, but maybe it's time when I look at what's going on right here in the state of Texas with, everything that they got going on. No one thing that Texas has done individually has made it worse. All of it combined just goes to show that some of y'all just don't get it. Some of y'all just don't get it. The decisions that people make, they know that they're making because they know who it's going to affect the most. And I'm sick and tired of people acting like it does not affect the Black and underserved community. Stop it. I'm not listening to you. You're not my focus. My focus is making sure this crap stops. And I mean that sincerely. I mean that sincerely. I hate to bring you on to this, brother. In fact, let me get you some music as we come on. Y'all, he's a real good dude. He's a real good dude. He's my brother like no other. And one thing I know and love about him is he cares about our community and our culture as well. I'm talking about Mr. Houston Roundball Review, Kris Gardner. Local name, global perspective. What it do, brother? How you doing?
Appreciate that, man. Update the scroll, man. Unless Wisdom come back and join us.
I'm sorry.
But,
No. I'm going to update it right now. I got you right next to him.
I'm with I'm with you, man. The show, a lot of folks, because if a lot of folks did not believe that there were problems, we wouldn't be in this mess. This mess would have ended a long time ago. Too many folks have sat silent and didn't believe things that we tell them happen all the time. So warm, hot. I'm way beyond all that kind of stuff, man. The older I get, no. I'm gonna let you know how I feel. Ain't no holding my tongue. I'm not silent. You don't like it, move on, because I'm gonna keep talking. So whatever.
Exactly. And the one thing that folks didn't catch with the whole abortion thing, that the state of Texas legislature passed through the no need to have a license to openly carry a gun or concealed carry a gun in the state of Texas, is they're trying to run through one of those crazy, nonsensical voting audits in Harris County, because Harris County did what it has done all throughout, and that's vote blue. I'm sorry. Don't bring that nonsense down here. Do better in the election. Do better to get your word out. Do better to canvass the county. Don't bring that nonsensical, nothing was wrong, but we need to check it out as if something was. I'm sick and tired of that nonsense, and people can run out of here with all that conspiracy theory, with all that QAnon, with all that nonsense, man. Knock on my door with that nonsense if you want to, and ask me how I voted and find out what happens. That's all I'm gonna say.
And the gerrymandering stuff is about to get worse. No. I'm so hot, and I'm tired of politicians, Democrats, who just talk. Do something. Get your word out. You got an ample list of what the other side is doing, has done, we continue to do, and yet you have a problem getting the vote out? You have a problem getting people on your side?
Bro.
They will continue doing what we allow them to do.
Yeah.
Stop pretending and hoping and wishing on a star that they're going to change. Stop pretending about this kumbaya moments. They're going to change, meet us halfway. When we're the ones going 75% to get to their 25%. None of that. No, I'm beyond all that stuff.
Well, I'm telling you, man, and I want our people and our culture to get educated. Stop thinking that it's one person. If I hear one more person complain about Biden, if I hear one more person wish that Trump or Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren got in office, no one president can do anything when you've got a divided Congress. No one president can do anything when you got a majority Supreme Court. If you don't understand that local elections all the way up is what matters, as opposed to the top of the election, presidential, all the way down, then you haven't figured out how this thing even works. And I'm sick and tired of my woke brothers and sisters running around like they got all the answers because they would have voted for Bernie Sanders or they would have preferred Donald Trump in office. Please miss me with that nonsense. Go take a class, get educated, and come back to me when you got that.
Yeah, because if you don't vote, the other side relies on us not voting. They continue, they make it harder for us to vote anyway, but they rely on us. They're not going to vote. We can just push what we want to push through. They're not going to stop us. They're not going to put us in check. This is what happens when you don't vote. This is what happens when you don't hold people accountable. This is what happens. Start being surprised and I can't believe that they did this. Where you been?
Yep.
They've been saying this. They're gonna do this. This is their goal for years.
Yep.
This was their plan.
Yep.
They're trying to maintain power. They want to suppress the vote, make it harder for folks that don't look like them to vote, because they realize that the country is more and more looking less and less like them. So they're trying to cling to power as long as possible. If you don't understand that by now, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Bruh,
Wake up.
all I'm going to say is look up the definition of apartheid and get back to me. Look up the definition of apartheid and get back to me. Because if you don't realize that's what we're seeing happening right now, and folks, oh, here we go. Here you go. Here you go. It's what's happening. It's when the majority is being ruled by the minority.
Amen.
I'll leave it alone.
That's the bottom line. This is minority rule. This is what minority rule looks like.
I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. I'll never forget the brother over at Texas Southern who had the nerve when Donald Trump got elected, who had the nerve to say, well, what did Obama ever do for us over here in Third Ward? Okay, all right, no problem. Got that. Where you at now? What did Donald Trump do for Third Ward, bruh, while you were running around acting like you were so superiorly educated and superiorly awoke than anybody else and chose to vote for Donald Trump? I don't care who you vote for. I care that you vote, but I care that you fill out the entire ballot so that local elections have meaningful equity for everyone involved, not just who you want to be involved. I don't care what side of the party you're on, as long as you're doing something for everybody and not just your bodies.
And if the conspiracies, explain to me this. It was a long ballot, right? Full-length ballot. So the issues only happened at the top of the ballot.
Yeah, that's
the funny marks on ballots that only happened at the very top of the ballot, not the rest of the ballot where Republicans gained seats all over the country. But there was an issue in one spot.
Yep.
Please wake up, people.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done playing with people's kids. I'm trying to take care of mine and my grandkids. I'm trying to make sure this thing gets right for them. And if it doesn't get right for them, I'm trying to make sure they have options to deal with it when it gets worse before it gets better. So, Kris Gardner, I know that ain't what we came on here to talk about. There were a couple of questions I had for you going into this. We had some basketball-related news going on. Okay, let's
go.
Yeah, let me catch my breath. And let me get back to my questions. I think more locally, LaMarcus Aldridge got cleared to be able to come back to the league. He seems to be leaning back towards Brooklyn. They just made a veteran signing in Brooklyn. Is Brooklyn about to be that team that everybody wants to go and play for again? No, whenever they're a free agent?
Paul Millsap is going to replace Uncle Jeff Green, going to Brooklyn. Yeah, these veterans who got their money so far, they believe the Nets are the best chance to win a championship. Okay, hop on that bandwagon you want to. Everybody's going to say Brooklyn's the favorite. I haven't heard yet people complaining about, oh man, it's Brooklyn's championship. Why even bother playing the season? Why even bother doing all this? Why have regular season? It's Brooklyn's championship to lose. Why even bother? Why just roll the balls out? I mean, it's going to be KD and James and Kyrie. Why are we even showing up? Okay, I haven't heard that yet. But it was shocking by those losers. The folks have that weak mentality. If you have that, you're not a competitor. But some folks are like that.
Yeah.
Milwaukee ain't like that.
Right.
Giannis is like, okay, bring it. Drew Holiday, bring it. What you got?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Bring it. I
can think of a couple of teams in the East that are not as concerned about Brooklyn as the folks that are not on the court. I'm talking about media and fans. And that's fine. I'm not saying it in a negative way. That's the beauty of sports. You can talk nonsense. You can be competitive. That's the beauty of sports. But on the court, you got folks, like you just said, in Milwaukee that they beat Brooklyn. They ain't worried about Brooklyn. You got folks in Atlanta that ain't crazy scared about Brooklyn. They feel like they're on even par with Brooklyn. I think there are a few more questions in Philly than there were. And I feel like everybody else behind that, the Bostons and the other.
Miami ain't scared.
Yeah, well,
and Butler ain't scared.
And I get you, but I'm saying all those teams have something to prove. The Atlantas, the Milwaukees, I don't think they feel like they got anything to prove. All they feel like they do is got to show up, play their game, and everything else will take care of itself.
Well, I disagree with Atlanta because folks want to see them do it again. It wasn't just a fluke that they got as far as they did. Let's see them do it again. Okay.
You bring up a good point. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining me on the show. You bring up a good point because that's the same thing with Miami. They made that Cinderella run, and everybody expected them to do it again the next year, and they did anything but.
Right. Because some folks, in sports, some folks excel in the role of the underdog. But when they are expected to win and compete for a championship and their light shines brighter, some folks don't respond as well. Some other folks can't handle that smoke. We'll see if the Hawks are one of those teams. I'm looking forward to it.
And let me say this, though. Is Brooklyn that team? I mean, I know they had injuries that didn't let the big three play together. And I know they've added, again, some veteran bench and role players. But let's be honest, man. Can Brooklyn do that?
We're going to see. That's one reason I'm not crowning them the champions. The Bucks are the reigning champs.
Yeah.
I want to see, I want to see KD, Kyrie, and James stay healthy for 82 games. Because the older they get, the less likely that is to happen.
Yeah.
You combine the injuries and getting older to Kyrie being Kyrie.
Yeah.
At some point, that's going to happen.
But wait. Time out, Kris Gardner. You see, I'm already on one today. In fact, let me take a break, and I want to come back and I want to address the Kyrie is going to be Kyrie. We'll be right back right after this. Houston Roundball Reviews, Kris Gardner joining us on Throwback Thursday. If you got your questions together, hit me up. We'll take them on the lunch break. 281-453-1000 or text me 832-403-5005.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you? Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. That's 800-219-8332.
Not like that.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. That's 800-958-2156.
Wow.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
That's part of why I'm fired up with your governor.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more.
I wish I had the medicine he had
all
available
the name
here.
brands you desire. Located at 126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio station since one.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation and a no judgment zone.
All right, last one.
So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
This is Irma J from Internal Revamp, and you're listening to AJ on the lunch break.
Irma J! Got to have her back on the show, man. She's doing amazing things, and I mean that. I got her back. Kris Gardner, though, is with me right now, Houston Roundball Review. We're talking a little bit about some of the news in the NBA. And the one thing that you said right before the break, Kyrie Irving may end up being Kyrie Irving. Remember that guy with the beard? I think his name is James Harden. We saw him be himself a little bit. Let's see. He was himself with Dwight Howard. He was himself with Chris Paul. He was himself with Russell Westbrook. Is there any chance that Kyrie might be fine, but Harden start feeling like I ain't getting enough attention, or I'm not getting enough touches, or I'm not getting enough something, and be the catalyst for them being bumps in the road in Brooklyn because of him?
Sure. There's a track record there. But he didn't do it last season. Not saying that he won't do it this season. But he knows one thing is clear to everybody. Kyrie and KD have rings. He doesn't. So if he starts feeling himself, and he probably will, I'm not saying he won't. All KD I say to him, Kyrie, same thing. Man, James, you can talk all this mess you want to, but the fact remains, we won championships. You ain't won nothing. You only been to the finals one time. So James can do all that he wants to. KD is glue of that team. Kyrie may take a week off for mental break. James may say, well, I'm tired of passing the ball and getting some of the assists. I want to shoot more. He might. That's another reason why I'm even worried about that. I'm still picking the Bucks to get back to the finals, represent the Eastern Conference. Okay, the Nets, good for them. AJ, there's a fine line, bro. Like I said before, there's a fine line between, same applies with the Lakers, between being veteran. You're veteran when you win it.
Yeah.
You're old when you start losing.
Yeah. No, I agree. I just, I hate to label guys, especially, good, strong black men, but Kyrie, Harden, and Durant could possibly be sometimes temperamental.
Sure.
And strong, just as alpha male as they are in their skills, their abilities, the way they carry themselves, the way they speak, they can be alpha males temperamentally. And, that's one of the strongest things in the world is a man's will, man or woman's will. And when they decide they're not happy and something's got to change, and if the coach, second-year head coach doesn't quite handle it the way that one of those three thinks it should be handled, that ship can go in a whole different direction. And I'm just saying, when I look at the Milwaukee's, when I look at, Miami with what they put together, when I look at, what Atlanta did, and, they basically running it back, gave Capella some more money, to be happy and all of that. Hey, man, let me tell you something. It could be a long season. We talking about 82 games this year.
That is possible. With Brooklyn, I think that would happen more if they did win a championship. Then the following season, the team could be like, well, I got mine again.
Yeah, I got you.
Fans could be like, all right, well, I got what I want now.
Yeah.
So I don't care what y'all think, because then he could go to James. Okay, well, I got one too now.
Yeah.
So now I want to take over.
Yeah.
So I think that could happen more. It's more likely to happen than that stuff happening this season.
Yeah. We'll see. Also, the big news in the East, Ben Simmons and Rich Paul said they don't want to be in Philly anymore and they want to be moved. I can't find the article, but there was a while back where the Rockets were considered to be a potential spot for Ben Simmons. I don't know if that's still the case, given that they're in full rebuild mode.
No.
But what do you think about Ben Simmons wanting out of Philly and where he might end up?
Good for him. He needs to be firm in his stance and not show up training camp. He said he's not going to that. He and Rich Paul said that Ben will not be in camp. Okay, prove it. Because NBA teams are really waiting to see him not go to camp to begin to lessen Daryl Morey's leverage.
Okay.
Ben Simmons got 4 years left on his contract. So this isn't the same as Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler in Minnesota, Jimmy was going to free agent that season. So Minnesota was like, well, we got to get something for him. Philly got 4 years left with Ben. So Daryl can choose to wait till February. It will look bad. Training camp, media, Doc. What are your thoughts on Ben not being here today? Next day, Doc. What are your thoughts on Ben not being here today? Joel, what are your thoughts about Ben not being here today? Next day, Joel, what are your thoughts about Ben not being here today? Player X, what are your thoughts? On and on. Without become an issue with the team. Daryl Morey, what are your thoughts about Ben? Well, Daryl can hold out as long as he wants to. As a GM, it's his job to hold out for the best offer possible. But if Ben holds out as long as possible, Ben should not need the money. So if he basically looks y'all in the eye, I'm not going to be here. You will not see me on this court ever again. So you better get what you can. If he does that, then we'll see what Daryl does. We'll see if Daryl blinks.
Yeah. What's interesting is one of the early reports is Sacramento has refused to give up De'Aaron Fox for Ben Simmons, type deal. Is that crazy, or is that what it's going to take to get Ben Simmons out of Philly? Daryl wants young, all-star level talent plus first-round picks. The Kings, they say that now. No Tyrese Halliburton, no De'Aaron Fox in a deal. Say that now. They have been in the playoffs for 15 seasons. If ownership says, look, we're tired of missing playoffs. If it means giving up Buddy Hield, then Tyrese, or De'Aaron Fox, we need to do it. Yeah.
Minnesota don't have a lot of talent. Backing up, nothing elite like to offer, but similar to Sacramento. And both of those people in charge of personnel have ties with Daryl from Rocket days.
Right.
So they know how Daryl thinks.
Yeah.
So will Gerson Rosa say, we just gonna wait and see if Daryl blinks? Daryl's waiting for Damian Lillard just to go to Portland, go to Chauncey, Neil O'Shea, do a James Harden last season. We're not good enough. I want out.
Yeah.
That's what Daryl's waiting on.
Yeah.
But so far, does not seem like Dame's going to do that. So if the best player, because Bradley Beal's not going anywhere, if Dame says, I'm not going anywhere, you got a lawyer, what you want in trade, and then let's move on. But Daryl's doing this, he's doing what a good GM is supposed to do.
Is Sexton a possible trade piece with Philly?
Who again?
Sexton.
For Cleveland?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, possible.
Because I think Cleveland is kind of ready to move him on, given
no doubt.
Yeah, given what they have, and basically Morey needs a point guard that can dish and score and hit some free throws. Remain relevant in games that matter. And I'm wondering if Sexton could fill that void. I don't think it's a head-to-head trade for Ben Simmons and Sexton.
You have to be Colin Sexton and one of those other front court glut that the Cavs now have in exchange for Ben Simmons. I think teams, you may hear more teams discuss and mention once training camp starts. And we'll see if Ben is committed to not being in camp. because if Ben shows up, then he loses some leverage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then Darryl can just say, I'm going to wait. I'll just wait till February and see. Then he'll take a chance of Ben not playing, hurting the team, hurting their playoff positioning, putting everything on Joel Embiid to get them to February. Because if they wait too late to make a deal, their playoff positioning might take a beating.
Right.
And then what do you accomplish?
Right.
So, you know, it's a fine line with what they got to do.
Yeah. I think Philly is still a top 4 team in the East. I mean, Milwaukee, Brooklyn.
Without Ben?
And I said it, but I said it like a question mark, and then I start trying to figure it out. I mean, I don't know. Are
Milwaukee, Brooklyn, you got Atlanta. Where you gonna put them?
Atlanta was 4th or 5th because I know them in New York were right there.
They were 4 5 seed. Yeah, Knicks were 4th off to the 5th. Right.
Okay. All right.
Where you gonna put the Knicks? Chicago, Boston. Well, I mean, you know, but they got a new coach. Brad Stevens is not the coach anymore. So, but the question is, where you going? Are the Hawks better than Philly? I mean, they beat Philly.
Yeah.
If Ben ain't there, I don't think it's still better than Philly. If Ben's not playing.
Yeah.
So then who's the 4th team?
And
where's Miami?
Miami. I was just gonna say, don't forget Miami.
Okay, so so let's agree on Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Atlanta, Miami. This is without Ben. Philly without Ben.
I can't see, but in my mind, I can't see Philly lower than 4 or 5 in my mind.
No, but I'm asking you without Ben.
Without Ben, it's hard for me to make my mind drop them down to 7 and think they're playing or even lower than that. In my mind, it's hard to do that.
Well, see, that rationale, Daryl Morey is like, well, it was still a top 4 team without Ben. I'll just wait till February and get the best deal.
Right, got you. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining me. I'm glad L Dub joined in. He's an agent and manager for players. He said Shake Milton is ready to take Ben's place. Trust me. That's the new inside joke. Trust me.
Yeah, I saw that comment. I don't know about all that. I like Shake.
Let me pin that one so you can ponder that. Hold on, I got a question coming in. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Hey, G, this is L Dub. I heard the comment. L Dub.
I got you, L Dub, all the way from Chicago. Where you at today, man?
I'm in Chicago today, man.
All right, listen. Bring me some of that deep dish back, and I ain't playing. Squeeze that in your luggage. Now, don't put it near the unmentionable, but bring me some real Chicago deep dish back, please.
I can make that happen.
Yeah, man. So what are you saying? You're saying that if Morey goes with Shake Milton now before he makes a move for a De'Aaron Fox or a Colin Sexton or somebody else, you're saying that they're ready to go now without Ben.
Hey, man, if everybody on Philly play their role, Shake Milton came in last year, and he did exactly, what he was supposed to do. And you can see sometimes he was kind of upset that Doc wouldn't play him because he felt he had what it is. Whenever you got a young person like that really feels confident, really, feels they can do it, you have to play them in, man. You have to give them that opportunity because you can actually not only lose Ben, you can lose Shake, because you don't want to be an afterthought because the kid showed and proven he's ready for this league. And I'm telling you, they don't miss a beat when he comes in the game because Shake can do those things. And he can score at an alarming rate really quick.
Yeah, he definitely gave them a lift when he came in games and playoffs and down the stretch. I don't disagree. I got 2 people who really know more about basketball than I will ever know.
But I like Tyrese Maxey more than Shake.
Okay, and that was going to be my next team that even if not, you put those two young kids together, both play defense, both are aggressive. They're not going to be complaining that Embiid and the Danny Greens and other guys are shooting the ball. They understand their roles. They just want to be a part of that nucleus. When if Ben don't want to be a part of it, and you got kids that want to be a part, by keeping Ben around, trying to make him be a part, you really killing those kids' spirit.
All right, real quick, I got Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining me, and then I've got L-Dub, Larry Williams. He is he's managed, he's been an agent for players, and just an amazing guy. I want to throw a couple of names out at you, though. When you start talking about those young guards, I remember the guys Cameron Johnson and Cameron Payne, all the talent in the world, but when that pressure got a little thick, all of a sudden they kind of broke under the pressure. All the talent in the world. Is that you? Is that you, Kris?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, go ahead.
Again, young talent is great, but when you need it down that stretch, are those guys going to hold up for Philly is my question. L-Dub, I'll let you go first, and then Kris, I'll throw that over to you.
Well, again, that's all a matter of placement. Whether you're going to use Devin Booker, Devin got in foul trouble a lot of times, so therefore you didn't have Devin on the floor. So yeah, if you're just using them as they're the backbone of your team, they're young, that you're going to have to live with that. But with Joe and Embiid, with the veterans they have around them, they won't need to be thrown into the fire. Shake Milton doesn't care whether it's the best players on the floor or the worst player. He is just known as a scorer. The kid from Dallas, and that's what he do, man. He's a tough-minded kid. He's got the skill set. And the kid Maxey, another kid, again from Dallas area, they're tough-minded kids, man. Those kids, they've been in this before. They played, against pros before they went to college. These kids, yeah, they're not going to be seasoned veterans, but they are going to be kids that can withstand a lot of the pressure that Ben can't take.
Yeah.
And it's been documented that Ben can't take pressure. A lot of times, LSU days couldn't take pressure. Even at Mount Verdi, that was probably his parents that had to come down and live with him. There's just been a history of those things that's going on with Ben. Nothing to say it can't be worked out, but a real basketball player, when people doubt them, will step up to the plate and say, let me show you I can do this. And that's what I think you'll get in a Shake Milton and a Maxey.
Go ahead, Kris. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, no, L-Dub just saying a lot of things that Daryl Morey needs to consider and make a deal.
Yeah.
Okay. We see Ben is not going to make it in Philly anymore. The fans just not going to tolerate it.
Yeah.
I don't, good for Joel Embiid to say what he said this week, that he and Ben can work it out. That's nice, Joel. You're being the bigger person. Good for you. But the reality is, Ben he cannot handle Philadelphia fans, Philadelphia media. Just the pressure of it. He can't. He's shown that. So it's up to Morey to decide how long he's going to wait to try to get the best deal possible. Because if he continues to wait and Ben doesn't show up, or Ben shows up and is a shell of himself, I mean, just a complete shell. What we saw in the playoffs just continues through regular season. No shooting beyond 2 feet. I mean, attacks up the dunk. Afraid to go to the foul line. There's none of that. If he continues doing that, then he hates your trade value.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So Daryl has to decide how long he wants to continue holding out for this massive deal in return.
L-Dub, let me ask you a question before you comment. You've managed players. You've been that guy. What would you? And I don't want to cross any rules, break any rules. I definitely don't want to get you fined or anything like that. How would you handle a situation like this if a Ben Simmons-like player was your player? Would you consider holding out? Would you try to get a deal done quickly? How would you handle it?
Well, if it's your player, you work for your player. So, I mean, what Rick Paul is doing, what he's doing is great. I mean, that's what your player wants to do. That's what you do. And I'm all for that. And if it's anything, any career you have, your loyalty is to the person you work for. If that's what I'm only stating the fact of, like, I have no dog in this fight. So I say to myself, I agree with everything Kris is saying, but my only thing is you don't have to go out and get a point guard. You have two right there with you. Go out
That's interesting.
and player that helps your team win a game. You need some kind of big inside toughness. The closest thing you have is Bible. I mean, this kid plays hard. He does everything, but he, no one's scared of Bible. I mean, you need, a perfect player that, I used to represent, Ivan Johnson. You need a player like that. They needed Millsap. They let Millsap get away. They needed that for their team. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that, they have to go and get a point guard. I'm just saying they need the best player to help their team to get over that hump, and it's got to be someone that's tough and physical.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying there, L-Dub, because when I look at the roster,
how about Buddy Hield?
Hold on real quick. It's Embiid and Andre Drummond at the center. It's Tobias Harris, Mike Scott, Anthony Tolliver at the power forward, and then there's a bunch of other players on the team. Small forward and shooting guard are where they're deep. So what I'm hearing L-Dub say is you get the best player that fits your need rather than just trying to replace Ben Simmons at the point. Go ahead, Kris.
Well, Anthony Tolliver, they let him go. They did not renew his contract. They did not pick up the guarantee for this season. So he may come back at a different contract. Right now, he's not on the Sixers right now. But Buddy Hield is considered, from Sacramento's point of view, for a trade. The players that Minnesota's tossing out, it's not Karl Anthony Towns. It's not Anthony Edwards. Will Darrell blink and take back D'Angelo Russell? Gerson Rosas says, I want to give up D'Angelo Russell. So this is where they have to decide who's going to blink.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, if Gerson and Minnesota can add Ben Simmons to that trio, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
Because D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, Ben Simmons, Karl Anthony Towns, that's pretty salty. But you take D'Angelo out of that and just a trio, and D'Angelo's part of the deal to Philly, is it worth doing from Minnesota's point of view? That's where we are.
Yeah. I got you. Again, L-Dub with me, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Let me ask one question and we got to go. All right, put your thinking caps on, y'all. Put y'all's basketball superior knowledge. This is a master's class right now. Y'all, if you're a basketball lover, write this down. Larry Williams, L-Dub. Give me the most complete team in the East and the West right now. Not trades, not futures. Most complete East and West right now.
And I'm going to be like Kris because Milwaukee's won it and they got the blueprint right now, regardless of all the people you had in New Jersey, I'm going to say Milwaukee in the East.
All right.
In the West, LA has put together what they call the summer, and believe me, if nothing else, LeBron James knows how to handle his personnel that plays with him. He knows when to correct the ones that need to be corrected, and he knows how to get into the guts of the ones that need to be pushed. And I said the Lakers.
Okay. All right. No arguments. Just wanted your thought. Kris Gardner, most complete team in the East and West.
He took my answers. When we're talking September 2nd, I'm going Bucks in the East, Lakers in the West. Yeah,
why do I want to do something different than
you want to say Phoenix?
I was just getting ready to say, why do I want to say Phoenix? I'm not talking about wins and losses. I'm not talking about championships. I'm just talking about most complete teams. I agree with y'all on Milwaukee, but again, lesser knowledge, not as in-depth as y'all when it comes to basketball. I say Phoenix, a little slight edge over the Lakers. Am I crazy? What's wrong with me?
No, you're not crazy. Because again, my loyalty basically is with Phoenix because Phoenix, hired my son. So guess what? I'm always going to be loyal to the people that pay checks, people in my family.
I know you're right. Show you right.
But I'm talking about now taking away all those seasons.
Right.
I'm putting myself on the court.
Right.
Who would I rather play with right now is to say, hey, you got a chance to win, one chance, Larry, to be on the team, win a championship.
Yeah.
One chance.
Yeah.
I'm going to the Lakers.
Got you. All right. Appreciate it. L-Dub, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, man.
Oh man, you can always find me at L. Williams on Facebook, man, and I'm there all the time, man. Just checking out things.
I appreciate you tuning in from all the different places that you've been. You tuned in from Phoenix, you tuned in from other places, and we appreciate you, man. Can't wait to get you and your son back on.
We waiting on it, man. We love you, man. The show is very inspiring to me. I think a lot of people should plug in, not just for the sports section. We just talking about the information that you provide, brother. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. And Kris, just so you know, L-Dub and you all have a very strong U of H connection. L-Dub has had, son go through U of H and do great things there. So this was a divine connection here today.
Who's his son?
Khalil Williams.
Football side, Kris.
Yeah, I haven't met him, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably don't pay attention to the football team with your old selfish basketball self.
Not as much as basketball, of course, but yeah, okay, cool.
L-Dub, we're gonna work on it, man. We're gonna work on him. He's gonna be a Cougar football and basketball for long.
Hey man, I just love young people do their thing on the field, the court, wherever they at, the swimming pool, just as long as they're doing it, man.
That's right. That's right.
We love to do.
L-Dub, be safe out there, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys. Have a great one. Tell Kris, hey man, I'll stay in touch.
All right.
Look forward to it, man. You take care. Tune in tomorrow. Folks Talking Sports, 7 o'clock.
I'll send him the link. I'll definitely send him the link. Talk to you soon, L-Dub.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that'd be a good guy to have on the show, man, because he is, you and him have real deep basketball knowledge that I just don't even – he's brought things to my attention, man, that I was like, wow, I didn't even think about that. And, like when you're in the back rooms as agents and managers and all that kind of stuff, it's a whole different perspective than we as broadcast journalists and fans and what have you have. So I'm definitely going to connect the two of y'all. But, yeah, man, I that complete team thing was something I wanted to ask you. But when we got him on, I wanted to ask him, too, because a lot of times folks think, championship. But complete teams have a chance to compete for championships. Incomplete teams have questions. They might get there, but they got questions that they got to answer. Right now, there are a couple of teams out there to me that are ready to go. Let's, training camp, let's go. Preseason, let's go. Regular season, let's go. Milwaukee is definitely that in the East. Even down there in Miami, they got to figure out how those parts work with what they have. In Chicago, they got to figure out how those new parts work with what they have. In Milwaukee, they locked in. They ready to go.
That rationale, I could see Phoenix, because Phoenix, you're just adding JaVale McGee to that squad. So I could see your rationale with that, because the Lakers do have questions.
Yeah.
With all the new faces, they do have questions. You got to see how everybody's going to fit.
Yeah.
So I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Obviously, U of H had a big signing. Tell us about the young man that they picked up, and how did they get him? I already know the answer, but let's say it out loud.
Who are you talking about?
I follow you, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Didn't U of H just get, was it 4-star or 5-star athlete commit to U of H?
If it happened today, I haven't seen it.
No, not today. Not today. You posted it up. It might have been last week.
Oh, you're talking about Mercy Miller?
Yes, sir.
You got a commitment, a verbal.
So
okay. It's a class of 2024, so that it hasn't happened yet. He hasn't signed, and signing period for them, his class is 2 years away.
I got you.
But yes, one of Master P's sons, Mercy Miller from Minnesota. He goes to Minnehaha Academy in Minnesota, but he spends a lot of time here in Houston. He plays for one of John Lucas's grassroots programs in town. Verbal to U of H. He's one of the top guards in his class in 2024. Committed to Houston. He and his dad were on campus for an unofficial visit last week. And ironically, U of H women's team tweeted out pictures with Master P. That Master P was on campus. They tweeted out pics of him. So that's how I knew that he and his son were in town. I didn't think about it being a visit with Mercy, touring the campus and the Guy V. Lewis Development Center and everything. But soon after that, Master P announced on Monday that his son had verbal to U of H. And of course, U of H, Coach Sampson cannot talk about it until it's official, signs a national letter of intent. That's 2 years from now. But he is one of the top guards in the country, 6'4". One of his teammates at Minnehaha Academy in Minnesota is Chet Holmgren, the top player in the class now. He'd be a freshman at Gonzaga. And Chet Holmgren, Mercy, and Hersey helped lead Minnehaha to state championship this past season in Class 3A in Minnesota.
Well, all I can say is this: when you get kids like that coming or committing to your school, it's never a bad thing. And I applaud Kelvin Sampson and his staff for the recruiting that they do, man. Because some people look at a Master P's son and say, "Oh, that's going to be an entourage. That's going to be a headache off the court, what have you." And Coach Sampson obviously sees things differently, and I'm pretty excited about it. I hope he ends up right here at U of H.
And in case folks don't know, Master P played at U of H for a couple minutes. So he was part of the Cougar program. So there's a connection there as well. Hersey Miller is at Tennessee State. And he is enrolled, should be now.
Yeah.
He'll be his freshman year at Tennessee State.
Yep. One of the ones that had a nice name, image, and likeness deal as well. Kris, we got to go, brother. I hate to rapid fire you like we did, especially when we're talking about the social justice and political arena, but we had to get all that in. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you. And I got to give you some smoke, man. Do I need to give you Valencia King's phone number? Do I need to give you Dawn Montgomery's phone number? Because y'all sleeping on my sisters, man. I'm trying to be patient, man.
Valencia been on the show.
Oh, she been on the show? Okay.
Tamer Knight will be on the show again tomorrow. She's going,
you keep bringing your cousin on the show.
Valencia's been on the show once. She was on a Sunday show. She was on. Yeah, she'll be on again.
Tomorrow, Mr. Chauvinistic Show, Sports Talk Radio man.
But Tamer Knight will be on the show. Going to talk U of H football, matchup at Texas Tech with Tamer and James Mueller, Daily Cougar sports editor, along with me, Willy Gibson, and Andy Yanez. Folks Talking Sports, 7 p.m. Central. For Will, 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk some more conference realignment. Apparently, it's in the news. Big 12 considering U of H, Cincinnati, UCF, and BYU. But I got no problem talking about social justice.
Yeah.
Okay. I know for a fact that's my stance on things. Is why you don't hear me and see me on Houston area radio.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm in my own platform.
Oh, well.
Thanks to you, brother. I'm in my own platform and will continue speaking out. So
I don't have to worry about what I bring to anybody else's table. I bring my own table.
Amen. HoustonRoundballReview.com.
With me. So
yes, HoustonRoundballReview.com, Houston Roundball Review on YouTube, Instagram, Houston Roundball Review, Twitter, THEHR Review. Houston Roundball Review has been around since 1994. Longer than some of these folks in town been alive. Been here, will still be here. Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Thank you for that, brother, as always.
Love you as always. We'll talk to you soon, Kris.
Take care.
All right. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Listen, let me get ready to go. But before I do, I've got to do these birthdays because one of the most important people in my life is celebrating a birthday. And y'all going to think like, well, wait a minute, what's she mean to you? This young lady has inspired me in ways she don't even know. Ashton Washington, one of our first interns, and just had a big announcement. She has gone from being an intern here on the lunch break, a graduate from Houston Tillotson College, and she is on her way to being a scout for the Chicago Bears. Congratulations, Ashton. Happy 21st birthday today. 25th birthday today. Scott Lovell celebrating his birthday. Quincy Broussard, Karen Alberlez, Y. Reed is celebrating a birthday along with Lisa Smith. Fatia Douglas is celebrating her birthday. Hey, sis. Zoe Adaya celebrating a birthday with Sam Turner and Sarah Hunter, all them celebrating birthdays today. And then we got to go to our celebrity birthday list, and we got some good ones. Jimmy Connor, great tennis player, celebrating his birthday today, along with Lennox Lewis, big-time boxer. Eric Dickerson, they call me his twin, over there in Sealy, Texas. And then the late, great John Thompson, one of the greatest college basketball players ever, celebrating his birthday. Of course, he went home to be with the Lord last year, the first black head coach in college basketball to win a national championship. Real quick, let me get Usher on, and we got to go. Usher, hit him off.
Oh, go shawty, it's your birthday. Ooh, it's your birthday. Go shawty, it's your birthday. Today's your day. Happy birthday to you.
Donnie McClurkin up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll be the best in gospel music, the latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie doing his thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Got some special guests joining me tomorrow for Freestyle Friday. Don't miss it. Y'all be blessed. Talk to you soon.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston. Are you ready?
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. A lot of fun with Will Gibson, a lot of fun with Kris Gardner, and want to appreciate L-Dub for tuning in. And of course, you all know I couldn't do it, wouldn't do it without y'all. So I hope everything is going well in y'all's world. Y'all might have heard me say that my young daughter is dealing with COVID-19, and bless her heart, she don't want it, and she likes being around her family and her friends. So if you are praying people, say a little prayer for Hannah. And, if not, send positive energy and good thoughts our way. We're doing the exact same thing for all the families out there that are dealing with COVID, as they're trying to just simply get their kids educated and send them to school. And that's why elections matter, man. I'm not trying to make this political, but boy, I sure wish we had governors and people who were a little bit more compassionate, not just about their constituents, but about the little people who can't get vaccinated if they want to. There's no vaccine for an 8-year-old. And so anyway, not this, definitely this. We'll talk to y'all on tomorrow.